Well, hey guys, Shanna Cramer here with Creatively Uncorked, and today we are going to paint the Starry Reindeer. This one is going to be in watercolor. So I was visiting a friend, I was actually visiting my grandma today, and she had all of her Christmas decorations up, and they were all blue, white, and silver, which is my inspiration for this. I have a couple of bonus colors today. Iridescent pearl, silver, and gold. I haven't decided which ones of these I'm going to use. Maybe all of them, maybe none of them. We'll see. So I have my image sketched. I had to draw it extra dark so it shows up on camera. And I'm going to start out with some lights. I'm going to go with some blues. You know what? I guess I better put that silver out right away, since white, blue, and silver is my inspiration. Okay, that's overboard. I didn't need quite that much. That's okay. All right, so I'm going to take some light blue, maybe some different shades of blue. I'll even mix that with some white if I feel like it, brighten it up. Okay, I'm starting with the background. Just have a tint of color and a lot of water. So I'll just try to get the, well, I might be able to just paint over these antlers here because they are going to be much darker, but there, let's just get some scribbles in. What the heck? Let's go for some silver. We'll just drop some in there, here and there. I didn't draw very many stars, but I can add to those later. All right, just a few specks of color. Go back to that light blue, going around the antlers again. So I'm not trying to do all of the background at once, I'm just doing it in chunks. Otherwise, it gets a little hard to control. With watercolor, the dry time is everything. Well, almost everything. There are a lot of things that are everything in watercolor, come to think of it. Everything is the dry time, everything is the water. Actually, everything is the water, but also everything is the paper. And everything is the paint. Actually, if you have good paper and you have good brushes, you can get away with crap paint. I think it's like that with most things. If you have a good canvas to paint on, good surface to paint on, it almost doesn't matter what kind of paint you're using. Almost. And with wall paint, I found, not that this is relevant really, it's the primer makes the biggest difference. A little more. Whoopsies, that was too much silver. Maybe a little more silver. It's hard to decide how much silver, you know. All right, we'll keep going. Probably being a little too careful around these antlers. I probably could just go right through them. Probably. But what if I can't? Just in case. Okay, get some scribbles going on. Right up next to the ears, next to the eyes. Okay, more scribbling, and back to the blue. Lots of scribbles. Okay, let's see. Scribbles over here. And then, just because I can, okay, I'm switching to my smaller brush. This is a brush that also holds a lot of water. And so I'm picking up some silver, some thick silver, as thick as I can get it, without being a glob. And, nope, I'm gonna have to thin it out a little more. Ooh, pretty. All right, now I want gold too. Silver and gold. We're gonna get some sparkly stars in here. Mix up a nice thick gold. Well, I kind of like that. I sort of feel like, no, I don't sort of feel like, I do feel like all holiday decor should have ample amounts of sparkle. I know not everyone agrees, but that is okay. I have the sparkles, I'm putting the sparkles. All right, so now while I have a little bit of that blue out, I know I have a couple other areas of the deer that are also going to be blue, like the ears. Just get a little blend. Ooh, a lot of water there. Well, we'll try it backward this way. Well, backward from the way I just did it, but probably not the backward way. Water first, then paint. Not a novel idea. There. Well, I think that ear is going to be much prettier. Dropping the paint into the water. Lovely. Okay, let's leave it. But not leave it alone, because I have a little bit of, this is white. So the areas of the deer that are white, they're going to have blue shadows. So just add a little bit of blue in there. And then blending a little bit of clear to get the blue to move around. All right, very nice, keep going. Okay, so I'm coming down here into this deer's neck area. Scribble on some water. And back to that blue again. Maybe a nice different shade of blue. Ooh, that one's nice and dark. That's kind of pretty. That is Antwerp blue, I believe. Don't quote me on that, I might be wrong, but I think it is. That's a fun little scribble. As I'm doing, you know what? I think that scribble needs a little bit of silver. How fun. So this is kind of a mix of blue and silver. Isn't that fun how that turned out? Okay, just want to kind of blend this out a little so we don't get too many sharp edges. Ooh, goodness, gross. I was going to try and make purple out of these two, but this, it went weird and it kind of turned green. Not what I'm looking for. So let's see. Here's a lovely purple. Lavender, actually, which is, it's an opaque color. It's got white mixed in it. But I like it. I think I almost like the lavender better than the other blue, so I'll keep using both of them. blue. We've got a little highlight on the nose. That nose is going to be all dark here pretty soon, so except for this little highlight. And back to that dark, dark blue. There we go, that's it. And I'm pretty sure that's Antwerp blue. Pretty sure, but not 100%. That little brush to work. Maybe a bigger brush would be a little bit better, but a little brush will just will make it happen. So I've got a few other areas that I know are going to be dark. Yep, I'm gonna do it. I really like this dark blue. That is a pretty, pretty blue. And now I have some areas that are going to be more brownish, more grayish, and so I will have to mix this blue, but for now, I'm just going to power it on. So starting over here where it's more dry. That's an awfully tiny brush. Back to the brush bin. Let's see what we have here. Maybe. Well, okay, I have this big fat round brush. I'll try that. I just wanted something a little bit bigger that would hold more water. I mean, that little tiny brush is great, but it doesn't hold enough water. Ooh, more water than that. More paint than that. Okay. Just pressing down and dragging it along the antler. There's kind of a shadow here, so this is going to be a darker. Now this dark blue here is not the end color. This is just one of the shadows. So this shadow is going to be darker. Ooh, maybe I should leave that alone. It's bleeding a little into the background. I'm letting this one go because that's fine. I don't mind it blending into the background a little. I'm putting on just the shadows. Okay. More of that dark blue. And as usual, this video and Traceable are going to be found on the Creatively Uncorked members site, which is members.creativelyuncorked.com. And of course, here on YouTube. Oh boy, this watercolor is drying really fast today. Okay, I'm going to stop with that. For real, I'm really going to stop. I'm not going to keep painting on this. Okay. All right, now, what do you think about... Okay, I know I have to be patient. This is still pretty wet. It's either too wet or too dry. There's just no happy medium with watercolor, is there? All right, that's okay. Let's see, I've got eyes, I've got nose. Those are the dark parts. I've also got this tan color that's going to go... Let's figure out our tan. Okay, so I'm sticking with that medium, the number 10 round. And I've got this. Ooh, that is not brown. I bet that is Quinn Gold. Let's see, what's this? That's a nice reddish brown. Well, let's go with it. I'll mix it with, what the heck, I'll mix it with this yellow. Or the Quin Gold, I mean. That is a mighty interesting brown there. Add some blue to it. Nope. It turned green. Not gonna do that. Well, let's try again. This palette is, I put all these colors in here way over a year ago, and so that's why I don't really remember what colors they were, because I haven't done much watercolor since then. It's only the second time I've had this palette out since then. So some of them I'll probably guess right. Some of the colors I'll probably get entirely wrong. Let's see, let's go with an orange. How about that? And I'll take a little bit of that blue. Okay, getting a nice gray. How about this? It's like a yellow ochre. Ooh, what color is this? Black. Okay. Well, you know what? Looks good. All right, we're going to use that. Okay, so now I'm going to start, let's see, on the head. Ooh, more water. Like that quinacridone gold, for example. You can't even, I don't think you can buy that color anymore. It's been discontinued, which is sad because it was really one of my favorite colors. I used it a lot in acrylics and in watercolors. Never did get to start using it in oil though, which was fine. I mean, it was a timing thing because I quit producing it about the same time I switched to oils. And it's probably a good thing I don't get hooked on a color that I can't get. No good can come of that. Let's see, I'll try to blend this out a little bit just so it doesn't get too many harsh edges where I don't want them. Okay. Now that's going to stay right where it's at. I'll get the ears. And I'll take a little bit of a darker color there. Kind of like a purple. Ooh, goodness. Kind of like a purple, but let's actually add some red. Nope, I don't like that color. All right, moving on. Going to keep painting those ears. So if you're a new watercolor artist or just getting into it, just starting out, I very strongly do recommend just getting yourself a prang set. The prangs, they're student grade. They look like something that you would see in a school. They're good. They're good paints. They're just fine. There's no confusion. There's no, is this brown? Is this yellow? None of that happens because the colors are all very clear what they are. And they're marked clearly and so easy to use. And so I'll probably do a lot more videos with the prang sets. Okay, so now I'm layering on, so I'm adding this brown over the top of the blue, so now it is making it a much darker color. There, so now you can see where that blue is actually a shadow. All right, that brush is going in the water. Going back to the small brush. And I kind of want to use black, but how about black and blue? How about blue and... I'm going to try this purple one more time. Maybe it'll work this time. Okay, that's much better. Yeah, that's much better. So it's kind of an opaque red with a transparent blue, and it's kind of getting to be a weird sort of a purple, but I'm going to go with it. And it's really dark. Okay, getting a little more water in here, thin it out just a little. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, this way I'm doing it the other way. I'm just adding a medium color to the background and then going in and picking up that dark. And then dropping that color in. That's a nice effect. Okay. So now that nose, same color. And we've already added that highlight color in there with the blue. So I'll just paint around that with this purple. Just drop some color in. Well, that looks kind of cute. I feel like, how about orange? So some of these colors are opaque, which is fine, but not what I'm used to. But I like the orange and the purple in the eyes. What the heck, we'll put a little purple in that nose too. Because it's our nose and we can do what we want with it. Okay, I like the effect of that. I do have to get some darker shadows in there. And, you know, let's just go with some nice purple shadows. I'll thin it out so it's not quite such a dark purple. Oh, that's not going to work right there. Okay. Okay, there we are. Just a little bit more water in there to get that color to flow. So this is the third layer on those antlers now. We're just building up the layers, building up the color. Going back to a little bit of that brown again. Okay, bringing a touch of purple. All right, so now I think I've got to get a little bit of a darker color, maybe more of that purple would work. And just have some shadows. Not that color. Well, it's not terrible, but let's do something else. I think maybe that's where this reddish brown will come in. Yeah, Okay, so now I can see where this reddish brown has a place. I kind of like it now. Get that little undernose area. And let's see, I'm going to switch back to this medium round for just a second and take up some of that brown, and I just want to do one shadow area. Okay, one thing about this reddish brown is it is not very transparent. All right. Back to a little bit of that blue for some darker shadows. A little slightly dark shadow over here. So this area where I'm painting right now is wet, so I'm just dropping some color into it. And there you go, dropping brushes again. All right. That background is nice and splashy, so I won't worry about that. All right, I think I'm going to have to leave it alone pretty soon. Let's see. Let's make some stars. Yep, our background is getting pretty good and dry now, so I mean, it's called Starry Reindeer. Let's put some stars. And these I'm just doing the kindergarten style stars, you know, the up, down, over, cross, down. I think most people know how to do these. Is that enough? That's probably enough. Okay, now the fun colors. Now we get to do the silvers and the golds. And more golds. Really, really thick gold, I think. Just so the color stays put where we put it. More gold. I think I'm also going to put a little bit of gold on those antlers. Give those antlers some sparkle. Here we go. Antler sparkles. All right, can we see it? This is a very metallic color. You can kind of see it a little bit. When it dries, we'll be able to see it. Okay, so let's see. This one I can still see some pencil, so I'm going to go a little heavy with the gold on that one. All right, now, so these stars, they're not just floating out in the background. They are actually attached to those deer's antlers. So we are going to also attach, let's see, might need a little more gold. A little more gold, maybe a little more silver in here, huh? So I've kind of got this big mush of like big sparkles. All right. And then while I have that, I'm going to take this business card. It's a little bit of a misprint, so I can use them for whatever I want. Like dipping in the paint, for example, and connecting the stars to the antlers. Definitely more gold. We'll mix this up kind of thick so it sticks to that business card. You can get some pretty good, really thin lines. And we're just going to assume that they're going to be straight, although business cards can bend. There, I'll put another star there. Put some stars there. Okay, now on this side, you know, I think I'll use the short edge. Might be a little easier to control. These lines are getting pretty fat. There. I'll put a great big star right about there. Okay, so we're still getting some glitter. I think there's more that I could do with this, but it's kind of at an iffy point where I could do more, but that might not be the best choice. Let's see. Try a little more of that purple. Yep, I think that's it. I think I'm going to call this one done. And thank you for painting along with me. I will see you next week. I would like to attempt this one in acrylic paint. It's such a nice, simple painting, but it can get, you can make it look really interesting if you just keep going. So I want to try this one in acrylic next, and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching.